Hello there. My name is Murray. I'm with my co-host Corey, and we are the Real Guys. This is Sign Radio, and this is the Real Show with two E's. As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. We're going to go through our top five, couple of honourable mentions on our top five Star Wars Starfighters. Now, here's some criteria. A Starfighter is a one or two man craft. I know sometimes some include two or three. It's a small, like an X-wing. That's the classic Starfighter, even though I don't think any of us have an X-wing on our list.
I don't.
I don't either.
Okay,
So let's just take the X-wing as the quintessential Starfighter design, right?
Yeah, pick purely for aesthetics for me. I'm not going on combat. I'm not going from what company made them, what alliance the ships are, how good we are in battle. I'm going for if I had a space garage.
Nice.
What
That's what you want to do.
What Starfighters would I want in my space garage?
I'm doing most the opposite to Corey. I'm going on focus on the story. I'm going on the events they were involved in. I'm going on, power, combat, ability.
Yeah. So first one I will mention, people would have heard of it. TIE Interceptor.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's the only TIE on my list.
Really, I've got a couple of TIEs.
I thought I had to include them. So TIE Interceptor, fair enough. Second, I have two ships in particular, but actually a classification of ships that is just becoming canon, which is the Death Raven and the Death Seed, which are known...
Oh, yes, I remember the Death Seed. The Death Seed, I think, is like a Twilight ship.
Yes, they're known as Uglies.
Yeah, the Ugly class.
Two ships, or more than two ships, just merged together.
Yeah,
used by pirates.
Yeah. I was going to choose an Ugly ship, but I thought, you know what? They're infamous in the universe for being very, very fragile.
Yes. But if you want unique, go look at some Uglies. They've just become canon because of a Poe comic.
Yeah, because of the Poe comic, Uglies are now canon. The fact that they're like, you take the wings of an X-Wing and weld it onto the cockpit of a TIE fighter and vice versa.
That's what the Death Raven is.
Yeah.
My last one is the Buick. And I'd be very surprised if you know what the Buick is.
The Buick. Maybe this is a lapse in my knowledge. Could you inform me of what the Buick is? It like some sort of class of a?
No. I was on Wikipedia on Starfighters. The Buick is only in. It only appears in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, the game.
Oh right, okay.
It's a convertible car.
It's a car.
It's a black convertible.
It's just a car.
Yeah. It's a car. It's a car that can fire lasers. It's called the Buick.
A car.
Yes.
I've just found I've gone against my better judgment. I found a picture of it. It is just a car.
It's just a car.
It's just a black car.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem canon at all. This is just. I don't think X-Wing isn't canon, but the game isn't canon. But
yeah,
this is literally just a car.
It's a car that can fly. Yeah.
Wow. Well. Honourable mention indeed. A car with the Buick. Right, okay. There's some good picks.
Yeah.
Good picks. But what's your number five? Or do you have it there in no particular order, but what is your sort of...
I have them written down in order, but yes, in no particular order. My number five is the Jedi Starfighter with the hyperspace ring.
Oh, right, you're going for the classic sort of triangular episode 2 sort of Jedi Starfighter.
Yeah, and there's a couple of reasons. One, I had a toy of this with the ring, which is why I've included the ring.
Yeah. That's why my number one is something I had a toy of.
I did also have an X-Wing toy, but I ain't gonna lie, this one's cooler.
Yeah.
Putting it out there. But I think it looks cool. It reminds me of, when I was looking through it reminds me of an A-Wing, but just better. Yeah. I like him long. Nice long pointy edges. It's very cool. I like the ring.
You're talking about the Delta 7 Jedi Starfighter.
Yes.
That sort of hooks into the big. The Obi-Wan had one episode 2, right?
Yeah. Specifically, I had the Obi-Wan toy.
Oh, nice. There's a couple of good Lego sets of that as well, I think.
But I like it. It's cool. Is it my only Jedi? I think most of mine are. I ain't gonna lie. Most of mine are evil.
Yeah, I think all of mine have become Lego sets at some point.
Yeah. Surprisingly, most of mine I think have as well.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my number 5. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah. My number 5 is actually 2. I've done this twice. I couldn't pick.
I've done it fine. I've done that twice. 2 of mine are 2.
Right, well, my number 5 is the Y-Wing and the E-Wing. Right?
Okay.
Now, the Y-Wing is, your Gold Squadron, Gold Bomber, BL it's called the BLTYB Y-wing or something like that.
Yep.
Used in every era: Republic, Rebellion, New Republic. It is just your quintessential bomber fighter. Everyone loves the Y-wing. And E-wings are more of the fast. E-wings, I don't think are canon, but I just like their design. The fact they've got very compact wings. They've got big guns on the bottom. They've got big engines. They look really cool. I like the design of an E-wing. It's like an X-wing, but without the top wings.
Yeah.
It's like an X-wing, but without like the top slide of wings. There's only got 2 on the bottom.
My 4, I've picked 2.
Okay.
So my 4, the first one, is the Naboo N1 Starfighter.
Oh, I was hoping this would come up. I was really hoping you'd pick it because I love that. Is a really great design.
I love it. It's great. It's just slick, and it's like yellow and white, and it's like futuristic. It's just cool.
It's a beautiful looking ship.
It's fantastic, exactly. And my other one, bit of an obscure. Well, I say obscure. I think it gets mentioned. You might see it. It's the Blue Ace. Very personal.
Ace. The name rings a bell.
I'll read you the Wikipedia description for you. This will ring some bells. The Blue Ace was a custom-built starship piloted by Toro Doza.
Oh right, okay, I see.
Essentially, it was a racing, like a racer that was converted into a ship.
I think it's from Star Wars Resistance, as far as I know.
It gets mentioned in Rise of the Skywalker.
Oh right, okay.
I believe it appears in the first episode of the first season of Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
The Blue Ace was among many starships that made up the Citizens' fleet during the Battle of Exegol in Star Wars.
Oh right, it was in the Battle of Exegol. Fair enough. Yeah, the Blue Ace is from Star Wars Resistance. So.
Yes, there is an actual model, and you can see actual pictures of it. It's blue. It's orange. It looks like a car. It's cool.
It does. It looks like a nice, sleek racing car. I like when they do that.
Exactly.
When it's not, when it's not a Buick, an actual car. It's
yeah.
It just has the sort of a design of a chassis of one, but it's got wings and engines and stuff. Yes. It looks pretty good. I like that. That's a good pick. I think some of mine come from Clone Wars. Some of my ones. I've not picked one from from sort of Resistance or Rebels. So.
There we go.
All right. My number 4 is the Z95 Headhunter. Now, do you know the Z95 Headhunter? It is from the Clone Wars. It's sort of an X-wing predecessor, mainly used by the clones, by the Galactic Republic in the Clone Wars. Yeah. So a little bit of Imperial service, mostly a civilian vessel during the Galactic Civil War. It looks good, very fast, very sleek. It's got a very thin profile. I think it was originally sort of X-wing concept from 1977.
Right, got it.
And it was sort of reused because Star Wars likes to do that.
Yeah.
Star Wars likes to take concept art and turn it into its own thing. So yeah, we have the Z95 Headhunter. It was mentioned, its latest mention in a film was actually in Solo. It was in a deleted scene when Han Solo was at the Imperial Academy on Corida training to fly TIE fighters. Yeah, that is my number 4, the Z95 Headhunter.
Very nice, very nice. Now, for number 3, I've got one for number 3.
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you there was a starfighter that looks like Sebulba's face?
I'd be very shocked.
I encourage everyone to look up a picture of a ship and to look up Sebulba. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Well, I'm poised. What is the ship called?
It's the Arc 170.
Oh, it's the Arc 170. You know what? I quite like the Arc 170. It's not on my list, but I quite like the Arc 170.
I like it because it's kind of like an X-wing, but with another wing, a few wings in the middle.
Yeah, it's called the Aggressive Reconnaissance.
Yes.
170 or something like that. That's his actual name.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool, but it does look like Sebulba because it's got a long nose and there's like 2 boosters right next to it.
2 big engines, yeah. It was made by Incom Corporation, who made all the sort of X-wing, Y-wing designs and E-wings, U-wings. Incom make everything with like sort of the folding S-foils, as they're called. Very Republic. Republic fighters. So this was used by the clones in the Republic. It got a little bit of service in the Empire, not very much. I think I did actually have the toy of the Imperial version of the Arc 170, which was just basically painted grey and black instead of red and white. So this is also a 2 for me. This
Number
one.
2, okay.
Okay. This is the TIE Defender and TIE Aggressor.
Nice.
Now, these are 2 TIEs.
Yes.
The TIE Defender, it gets its spot because in canon, especially, it was featured in Legends in the EU for quite a while. It's basically very specialised. It's kind of like a TIE Interceptor, but with 4 wings. I love that. It looks really, really cool. If you look at it, it's so striking to look at, the Defender. And it did have a Lego set, and I think this is still actually a canon feature. But the cockpit can spin, so the wings can spin really quickly.
Yeah.
I've got this great cone of fire. It's got loads of weapons, and then they turned up in Star Wars Rebels as sort of this new special weapons project by Grand Admiral Thrawn. And Grand Admiral Thrawn is my favourite Star Wars character, so I kind of had to pick the Starfighter he helped create. The most recent appearance of the TIE Defender was in Star Wars Squadrons, which is a video game that I do own. Nice. It was DLC content in February. You got to play as the TIE Defender and the B-Wing. So there we go. That's the Defender. The Aggressor is from another video game. I think it's called Star Wars Galaxies that this first appeared. But the Aggressor is kind of similar to an Interceptor again, but it's kind of the wings are sort of backwards. It looks like a TIE Bance, but the wings have been cut in half, and it's got a tail gun. And I think anything that has a tail gun, like the Arc 170, and the Arc 170 has a tail gun as well, anything that can sort of defend, that has a 360 defense capability, I really like. It's got missiles, it's got cannons, it's got a tail gun, it's really fast, really strong. Yeah, the TIE Aggressor is, that's my pick for my number 3, the Defender and the Aggressor, both TIEs.
Okay.
And do you know what TIE stands for?
Total Immense Experience.
That's pretty good, actually. But no, it stands for Twin Ion Engine.
Okay, that makes more sense.
You know the sides.
Yeah.
The sort of big foil. Yeah, they're ion engines. Yeah, they sort of convert ion energy into engine thrust. So that's why they're called TIEs. It stands for Twin Ion Engine. But Total Immense Experience Interceptor does kind of have a ring to it as well. So what is your number 2?
Number 2 is Genosian Starfighter.
Oh, right, okay. You're kind of picking things that I was looking at. I was like, right, okay,
Nice.
Yeah, I like the Arc 170. Yeah, I like the Naboo Starfighter. Yeah, I like the Genosian Starfighter. So
it's essentially it's a beak. It's like a long.
Yeah,
beak.
it is. I've always liked the design of the Genosian Starfighter.
I mean, weirdly, it fits. It fits for Genosians who are essentially bug people.
Yeah. Do you know what its official name is?
I have it in front of me actually. I believe I don't know what it is, but it was at the Nantex class Territorial Defence Starfighter.
That's the one. Built by, and I quote, Pulla Pasik Tisk Shipwrights Collective.
Great.
It fires purple lasers.
It does.
Which you don't get very often in Star Wars.
No, you don't.
I think it's the only ship that fires purple lasers.
Yeah, see, I like it. I think it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it had a lot of. It first appeared in Attack of the Clones. It then appeared in Star Wars Clone Wars. Yeah, the Genosian Starfighter is a very good pick.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's great.
It's got that big gun in the middle. It's
yeah, it
great.
does.
And also, speaking of the theme, it's had a couple of Lego sets as well. My number 2 is actually a ship I've talked about before on this show. Okay. I spoke about it during the Bad Batch, the Bad Batch episode.
Oh, okay.
Do you? Because I know what I'm talking about.
I believe so.
It's the V-Wing.
Yes,
I am a big fan of the V-Wing. We've never seen the V-Wing before in Clone Wars. So I
knew this was going to come up.
It also has got a very long name. Do I know what its official name is?
What is it?
It is the Alpha 3 Nimbus class V-Wing Starfighter.
Nice.
So, built by Kuat Systems Engineering. Now, I was going to save this topic for next episode.
Yeah.
But one of my big questions to other Star Wars fans is, if you were in the Star Wars universe, what would you want to do? What would you want to be, right? And everyone says, I want to be a Jedi, I want to be a clone, I want to be, a battle droid, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that, but I'd probably die.
Yeah.
I'd probably be killed in an explosion, killed in a shuttle crash, shot by a droid, shot by a bounty hunter. I'd something, right? I don't want to do that life. I don't want to live that life, right? I want a nice income, a nice job. I want to enjoy my work. I'd work at something like, Kuat Drive Yards, Kuat Systems Engineering, just a place where I can design cool-looking ships. It was used in sort of the very late years of the Clone Wars, very, very late. The last few months of the Clone Wars, the V-Wing was brought in. So it was adapted into Imperial service quite quickly. This has had, if we're keeping count, this has had 3 Lego sets made of it. 2 Republic V-Wings, and 1 Imperial V-Wing was made by Lego. So
Nice.
there you go.
Also, if we are keeping Canavat, the Naboo N1 Starfighter also has a Lego set.
Yeah, I think it has loads. I think it has like 5 Lego sets or something. I own one of them. So what is your number one? My number 2 is the V-Wing.
Okay, well I have 2.
Okay.
And this isn't like number 4, where we're 2 separate ships and I couldn't decide. These are connected. Both also, according to Google, have Lego sets.
Oh right, okay.
Like most of these do, but these are cool in visuals and cool in concept of how they work. I am talking of the variable geometry self-propelled battle droid and the droid Tri-Fighter.
Oh, you mean the Vulture droid?
The Vulture droid and the droid TIE Fighter. Yeah.
It was this close to being on my list. It was so close to actually being on my list. I wanted the droid fighter.
Yes.
All my fighters are manned. So
Literally.
I wanted some kind of droid fighter. I was like, should I go for the Hyena Bomber from the Clone Wars? You've probably seen that already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Go for the Vulture droid. Should I go for the Tri-Fighter? I thought, no, I'll leave it. I bet Corey will pick something like that. And you do.
First off, the reason why these 2 are on here, I like the Hyena Bomber, but I think in terms of looks, I prefer these 2. Yeah. So the Vulture droid was the first one I saw, and I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. You put a droid in the ship, and it can walk, and it can fly, and it's got like a red, I guess it's a head, and it moves. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, red eyes. Yeah, I have a toy of this actually. I do have a toy of this. The head can sort of spring up, and you can transform it into its walking motion. It's great.
I'm like, it's awesome. And it came up later, it was a Tri-Fighter. I'm like, it was like ball with his 3 pincers going around it. I'm like, that's awesome.
It is. And also, I think the Vulture droid is the first one we've picked that is kind of have that sort of swarm fighter tactic. The fact that these separatist ships have just unleashed thousands of Vulture droids,
It's just, yeah, exactly. It's like you put a droid in a ship, it just makes sense.
Not only can they be deployed in a fighter role, they can also be deployed on the hulls of ships. They can walk around and serve as guards or patrol units and stuff. So the Vulture droid is a very good pick. The Tri-Fighters, especially in video games, the Tri-Fighters have always been very deadly starfighters. I've got to say that as fearsome and as deadly as the Tri-Fighter and the Vulture droid are,
this is where you pit like Yoda's Starfighter or something, isn't it?
Yoda has been in this starfighter before.
Okay.
I'm talking about, it is the Eta 2 Actis class light interceptor, also known as the Eta 2 Jedi Starfighter.
Okay.
And you'll know this from episode 3. It is the sort of main Jedi interceptor that's used by the Jedi Order. I've picked it for story elements. You see it, Obi-Wan Anakin fight in episode 2. Ahsoka gets one in the Clone Wars. Mace Windu's got one. It's actually the first sort of Star Wars ship toy that I ever got, was this ship. It looks really cool. I always like how the wings can if you look at the ship, the wings can fold in so it can look very sleek, but it's got S4s as well, so they can snap out and it turns this combat ready ship. All the Jedis have their own version of the ship. Yoda has one. It's kind of small and green, Yoda is. Anakin's got a very iconic gold, yellow one. Ahsoka has a sort of a purple one. So does Mace Windu, I think. And nice. Obi-Wan has a red, white one. So yeah, they all come in different colours, and I love stuff like that. I love anything that you can recolour it and it suddenly becomes this sort of different. Just a great design ship. I'll never tire of looking at it. So
very nice. I like how for both our final ones, you went on the side of I'm going to pick a nice Jedi ship.
Yeah.
I'm just picking an evil droid.
Yeah, nice. Well, I like that. I like the fact we've gone different. That way, there's a range of choice in our selection. So.
We haven't picked the same.
No.
Not in anything. Our theories weren't the same, and our starfighters weren't the same.
Yeah.
Either.
For the weekly rec this week.
Yes, it's your turn.
My turn. I've mentioned this before, but I've not mentioned the exact thing. We're doing another. We like to do a lot of callbacks on this show. Let's call back to things we've said, things we've mentioned, and give it a bit more depth, right? So I've picked the 2005 video game Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is the developed by Pandemic Studios, published by LucasArts, back when LucasArts and so Lucas Games was a thing. You get to play Republic era, you get to play Imperial era, you get to play your clones and your Jedis and your Darth Vader and your villains. Heroes vs Villains on Tatooine in Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005 was the start. Everything. There's so many different hero characters like Jango Fett and Ki-Adi-Mundi and Ayla Secura, and the modding for this game exists now, where people have created their own maps for it. People have created their own sort of classes and weapons and heroes, and it's great. There's just so much to say about Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005. I'm going to give it a very strong 9 reels. Yeah, it's really good. It's such a solid Star Wars game. That's my pick for the rec this week. It is Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. You don't have to kind of go out and play it, but watch a bit of footage. Learn about the game. It's good. It's fun.
It is fun. Yeah.
Have you played any of this in your day?
I have it on the 360.
Oh, nice.
So
play some more of it, why don't you?
I back that recommendation.
Thank you. But it's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.